Today, I want to remind you that writers use all they know and all they have, relying on the resources at their disposal to put the final touches on their drafts. But I also want to teach you that when writers edit, they don't simply fix a misspelled word or add a missing period. Instead, they continue to look for ways to outgrow themselves, this time by lifting the level of their conventions. Writers, I'm going to take a small part from my writing notebook and see what errors I can find right away. First, I'm going to have to read through what I've written. By the middle of the story, the reader begins to see the children out of their painful jealousy hurt Margot back with words and with force. So I noticed a few things right away that I could fix. I have to capitalize the first letter of both of these sentences. And then this should say reader. The reader begins to see the children, not read. And then I have a spelling error again with the word hurt. It should be hurt. The other thing that I noticed is after children, there should be a comma, and it actually changed the way that I read the sentence. So let me fix these and then we'll try it again. Okay, let's try this again. By the middle of the story, the reader begins to see the children, out of their painful jealousy, hurt Margot back with words and with force. First, they mock her poetry and her memories, claiming she never did see the sun. Then they shove her. Finally, they lock her in a closet so she won't see the sun. I see a couple of capitalization errors again, and one spot where I'm missing an apostrophe. So let me fix those. So I fixed some of the errors. Let me go ahead and start reading where I left off. So swept up in their jealousy, they lock her in the closet at the moment that the sun is coming out for the first and the last time in 7 years. The long sentence. They surged about her, caught her up, and bore her, protesting, and then pleading, and then crying, back into a tunnel, a room, a closet, where they slammed and locked the door. As I read on, I found a few more spelling errors that I need to fix as well. Well, it feels great to have that done, but I think I'm letting myself off the hook too easily here. I think I can use tools that I have, like the 7th grade argument writing checklist that we've used in the past for my essay. And I could even look at the 8th grade checklist now to push myself, to help me grow as a writer by using conventions in more sophisticated ways. Let's start with the 7th grade checklist and see how we did. Spelling. I matched the spelling of technical vocabulary to that found in resources and text evidence. I spelled material and citations correctly. I think we're good with spelling. Let's move on to punctuation and sentence structure. I used a variety of sentence structure, sometimes using simple and sometimes using complex sentence structure. And then the next part, I used internal punctuation appropriately within sentences and when citing sources, including commas, dashes, parentheses, colons, and semicolons. First, I've already done some nice things with the punctuation. For instance, I'm using complex sentences and interspersing short sentences. It gives my writing a variety of sentence structures. But now I might want to look for places in my writing where I can say a little more that might help clarify what I mean, either by explaining things a bit further or giving a little more pertinent backstory. Let me see. I want to look at this part more closely. By the middle of the story, the reader begins to see that the children, in their painful jealousy, hurt Margot with words and with force. First, they mock her poetry and her memories, claiming she never did see the sun. Then they shove her. But the thing is, they know that she saw the sun. So I think I have to add something here to give a little bit more of the backstory. Let me reread this part with what I've added. By the middle of the story, the reader begins to see that the children, in their painful jealousy, hurt Margot with words and with force. First, they mock her poetry and her memories, claiming she never did see the sun, even though in their hearts they know she did, and it's killing them with jealousy. Then they shove her. Writers, when you go back to the lesson platform, I want you to try this with your work, taking a look at the 8th grade checklist. You'll want to look specifically at the conventions part of your checklist. And remember, readers go back and read their writing, looking for errors such as spelling and punctuation, but also looking to see if they need to revise sentences so that they have more meaning and make more sense.